Are we recording? Mm-hmm. Hello, my name is Nguyen. I am here with these two wonderful teachers, Mr. McMahon and Mr. Marando.
Hello.
And we are here drinking tea and eating cookies in a segment I like to call Tea with Teachers. Okay, so I'm going to start off with a couple simple questions. Ketchup on eggs? Is that okay?
Yes, definitely ketchup on eggs.
That's okay?
Ketchup with scrambled eggs is an outstanding start to a day.
Really?
And I think if you mix in some hash browns with the ketchup and the eggs, you're going to have a good day.
That's interesting. How are you? What do you think? Ketchup with eggs?
I do like it that way. However, I enjoy scrambled eggs with nice fresh sliced tomatoes. Right? That's right?
Excellent too, Mr. Murray.
I don't agree. That's okay.
Maybe over time.
This is about us. This is supposed to be about us.
Pineapple on pizza to like bring it together.
I gotta say yes again.
Yeah.
I think a Hawaiian pizza is excellent.
Yeah, I can agree.
And I like the flavor combinations.
Exactly.
I like everything about it. Yeah, I think it's really interesting. It's good.
Sweet and savory together.
Sweet, savory. You have the cheese mixed in.
Yeah,
It's a good thing.
it's technically healthy.
Yeah, you have the pineapple in. I think
Get some vitamins. I disagree with you.
Okay, that's fine.
I do enjoy sweet and salty, but like a chocolate covered pretzel is more my sweet and salty mix.
Okay.
Interesting.
Even though tomato is also a fruit.
If you were a flower, what flower would you be and why?
That's a great question. I would go with a hydrangea. I think the hydrangea is a hardy flower. Yeah, and it takes some time for it to bloom. So I would go with the hydrangea. I think it's again, it's a hardy flower. It's a flower that can endure the elements here in New England, and then it blooms into something beautiful. So
that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I can see the correlation.
Yeah.
I think my favorite flower is Queen Anne's lace. You know, on the highways.
Very flower.
Right. It's that weird like flower that kind of like grows on like the side of the highway.
Yeah.
You know, and it's beautiful, but isn't it also poison or something?
Hogsweed was poisonous.
Oh, okay.
That's the bigger white flower. It's got like a larger sort of bouquet to it.
Can I change my answer to hogsweed?
So, Mr. Marando, you worked as a barista once upon a time.
I did.
If Mr. McMahon strolled into your coffee shop, what drink would he order?
Well, I used to work at Red Barn in Westboro. I don't know if you know that.
I know what that is, yeah.
I have a feeling that if you walked in, you would order a large Milky Way latte, which is caramel and chocolate with a delicious shot of espresso. With some whipped cream and maybe some like sprinkles on top.
Interesting choice. However, I am a connoisseur and lover of coffee.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
But I only drink coffee black.
Really?
Occasionally I drink coffee with cream. Occasionally when I want a treat. But I enjoy coffee so much that I like it in its purest form, and that's straight.
Wow, that's very interesting, man.
So when I go to Dunkin' Donuts or I'm at home or at school, and I drink probably 4 to 5 cups of coffee a day, right into the Keurig, and it comes out as it went in. I did actually work briefly in a coffee shop as well.
Really?
Yeah, at Union Station in Worcester, probably 20 years ago, in between 15 and 20 years ago. I would picture Mr. Marando as also liking something strong and simple. So I would say that Mr. Marando might go with a latte with a little bit of cream in it.
Is that true?
Yep.
Wow.
That's what I would do.
I have a good read on people.
That's what I would do.
Strong, simple, to the point, and he would enjoy it.
Mr. McMahon, if Mr. Marando was a student at Grafton High School not too long ago, if he walked into one of your football practices, what position would he play?
I could see Mr. Marando as a wide receiver or a defensive back.
Really?
I would say he has good hand-eye coordination, good foot speed. Yeah, definitely. One of our skill guys.
I used to play soccer. I could move fast.
Yeah. Soccer plays.
I used to play soccer for Grafton back in the day.
Yep, soccer plays are great athletes, great hand-eye coordination, in great physical shape. So he would do well.
For each of your respective classes, what is one topic that you could teach for the rest of your life and never get bored of?
I really enjoyed the Cold War for a couple of different reasons. It encompasses so much. It encompasses things that happened outside the United States, things that happened within the United States, and it encompassed such a vast time period from the late 1940s through the early 1990s, and so much happened.
I would probably love to do a whole class on Gothic and Romantic literature, right? We could read more than just Wuthering Heights. We could do the other Bronte sisters. We could read Dickens. We could do I don't know, we could do Henry James, Turn of the Screw, we could read Sherlock Holmes. I would love to do a whole Victorian literature course and torture you all even more and more and more. Right?
That's funny because I was going to say if I was an English teacher, the class that I would like to teach would be Gothic novel. That was my favorite class in high school.
Wow.
See?
You guys have so much
So
in
there
common.
was, it was a great class. The teacher introduced us to a lot of great Gothic novels.
Couldn't you see him
Great
being like
classes.
Heathcliff in Wuthering Heights?
I could. Have you ever read Wuthering Heights?
I have.
Yeah, right.
No.
There's not many classic books I haven't read, but some of them
Do you see Wuthering Heights is important?
Did you enjoy Wuthering Heights?
Yeah, I
heard it here.
Yeah, what's your favorite movies?
I think my favorite movie actually is Cabaret. We watched that,
Yes,
right? Yeah,
really,
Cabaret is my
Cabaret.
favorite movie. It's so dark, right?
It
It's
is,
like
yeah.
it's a musical, but it's dark and seedy, and it's showing the seedy underbelly of the Weimar Republic in Germany before that. You know, it's just like there's so many things going on in that movie politically and philosophically that the characters are dealing with. I love it.
Very interesting, yeah.
It's a good choice. My favorite movie is Jaws.
Oh yeah.
That's always been my favorite movie since I was a teenager. I like it because of the setting. I can relate to the setting because it takes place theoretically here in the New England area of Massachusetts.
True.
It was filmed here in Massachusetts, and I like movies and books that have good versus evil, and the good guy wins.
Yeah.
So in the end, the good guys win. There's a lot of terror and horror in between. I love the characters. I think they're so well developed, and the actors do a great job in portraying the reality of the characters. So it's a great movie that translates, I think, well from the book. It's not exactly the same, but there's a lot in there that I really like. I think the acting in it's great. It's very believable. I like Jaws too.
When the boat explodes.
I really like Jaws 2 as well. After that, it goes downhill. But Jaws 2 is a good movie as well.
Is time a construct of man or a rule of nature?
Time is not real. I mean, there's time in the sense of that, like science, right? And that we all agree that, the earth revolves around the sun on during a certain amount of days that we agree are days, right? But time as a construct, I think a lot of it is invented by man and human beings. A lot of these things that we believe are how we try to make sense of the chaos of the actual world that we live in. Because nothing, if you really think about it, nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense at all. Even like us having this conversation right now literally makes no sense.
Exactly.
Right? So like we have to put some kind of label on it, right?
Yeah.
So it must be a construct.
I'm going to disagree. I think time is a product of nature. I think we can't slow time down, whether we're talking literally about the time of day, when the sun comes up, when the sun goes down. We can't control that. And as human beings, we can't stop time in terms of how it impacts us, our body, our physically and mentally. So I think time is a product of nature. We'd all like to be able to slow time down and understand time, but I just don't think we can.
But then it's interesting, when people watch this conversation, it will have been already filmed. So they're watching things that are that are in the past, but they're currently in the moment watching it.
Right.
But we have since aged since we had this conversation.
What is the biggest issue, in your opinion, that students face today? And was it present in your time growing up?
I think, from what I hear, I think the biggest problem is actually social media because of the pressures it puts on people. And that started when I was in high school. Because when I was in high school, that's when MySpace was around. And there used to be something called LiveJournal and DeadJournal. And I remember being at Grafton High School, writing little entries on LiveJournal and DeadJournal, and that's where people would talk about each other and gossip and be mean. But back then, like, you could go into your classroom and not have to deal with people gossiping about you in front of you, right? And now you're sitting there with your iPad or your phone, and you literally, because I've been like standing there when I see these like notifications pop up, people are talking to you, right? People are like being like harassed and bullied online, and it's so toxic. And I think it's so distracting. We're trying to keep on top of things, and we're trying to make you feel safe and comfortable, but it's just...
Yeah, it's hard. I think the biggest thing that I see for kids, and I agree with Mr. Marando, I think that's a huge issue, but I also think the kids today are under a tremendous amount of stress. The pressure that's put on them, whether it's academically, in extracurriculars, sports, theater, musical, the kids are so busy. I think there's not a lot of time for kids to be kids. You know, everybody's so busy. Most of us, our parents work 2 jobs, right? We don't get to spend a lot of time with our parents because they're so busy, and then we're so busy, and it becomes this sort of evolving, you know, cycle of just, there's not a lot of downtime for the kids.
And people think that an A- is a bad grade. Or even a B.
In some cases,
and that they're a failure. I see this in honors all the time. It's like people internalize that grade so much, and they think it's a reflection of who they are as a person, rather than you just wrote this paper. That's not who you are. You're learning how to do this.
You can equate that back to the social media aspect, instant gratification.
The Power School notifications, you see the arrow going up or down. Right? It's like, how's that not like?
Definitely.
There's a lot of like self-worth associated with grades, especially nowadays when it's supposed to be a learning process, right? But if you're graded on it, can you really be
are you truly learning, or are you just learning for the grade?
All right, so I have a fun little quiz. It's a how well do you know your students quiz.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to give each of you 2 different questions, right? That students nowadays definitely know, right? So for every one you get correct, you get a point. So can one of you guys like keep the score? Okay. Okay. So, Mr. Marando, what does LOL mean? Please use it in a sentence.
It means laugh out loud. And Megan told a joke, and I laughed out loud / LOL.
Okay, I'll accept that. Yeah. Okay. What does OMG mean? Please use it in a sentence.
OMG means oh my God. The sentence would be, look at this grade I got on this test. Oh my God.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Mr. Marando, what does savage mean? Please use it in a sentence.
I believe that savage is something like being fierce or kind of being like dominant or aggressive. So I've heard it used like, oh my God, like that was such like a savage thing that you did to your friend that day.
Yeah, perfect.
You're being savage,
yeah,
like
exactly.
you're like the best or whatever.
Yeah, so savage,
You're
Mr.
so savage.
That was such a savage sentence.
Right.
Mr. McMahon, what does lit mean? Please use in a sentence.
Lit means like hyped, cool.
Yeah.
So hopefully tonight the football team is lit for our game against
Yeah. What is dab? Please explain. What is a dab?
Dab is that dance move when you cough into your elbow and you go like.
Yes, exactly.
So I guess I would say, I was walking down the classroom, or down the hallway, and I saw Mr. Mirando, and I just had to dab.
Yeah, okay. What is the whip and nene? Can you explain?
The whip and nene is a dance.
Yeah.
Can you demonstrate?
I can't demonstrate, but I know it's a dance. First you whip, then you nene.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. You can like. What is the whip? You can.
I don't know.
I'm
sorry, I don't know.
Should we give it to him?
I've heard the song. I know it's a dance.
Okay, we'll give it to you. We'll give it to you.
All right.
Okay. Please give a brief synopsis of the show Riverdale.
Oh, Riverdale is actually based off those old Archie comics from the 60s.
Yes.
Like Archie, Veronica, Betty, Jughead. Because I used to watch the Archie show, like the old cartoon. And it's basically the Archie comics in a horror, gothic type world.
Yeah.
Where there's murders and monsters and stuff like that.
Very interesting spin. Please give a brief synopsis of the show Stranger Things.
I'm going to be honest with you, I have no idea.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
I have no idea. My television watching ended probably in the mid-'80s in terms of really keeping up on things. There's only
Family
a couple.
Ties and Growing
Family
Pains.
Ties, Growing Pains, Cheers, yeah.
Please name a song by the artist Charlie Puth.
Modern artist?
Very modern.
Okay, you know me. I only listen to music from the 1960s and 70s.
You gotta connect with your students.
Charlie Puth?
Charlie Puth.
Puth?
Yes.
Charlie Puth. Savage, the song.
No.
Okay, That's So Lit.
No.
No? I just had to dab.
Closer, but no.
Oh, I'm closer?
No. Okay. There's like attention. You just want attention.
Oh, okay.
You know the song?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. See, that's by Charlie Puth.
Oh, okay.
Please name a song by the artist Ariana Grande.
Boy.
Should you know her though?
I know who she is. I know her from the shows on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
When my kids were little. I have no idea what she sings.
Do you know any songs?
I remember when she licked a donut in a bakery.
Right,
Like that was like a huge scandal.
What? When?
She looked at donut in a bakery.
Yeah. It was like it was all over the news about Ariana Grande licking a donut. I don't know.
I don't know what she sings.
Her relationship with Pete Davidson.
I know that's over.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a huge thing. Who is the artist of the song God's Plan?
God Plan?
God's Plan.
God's Plan.
Like God has a plan.
The name of the artist?
Yes.
Let me think of some bands I've heard. 21 Pilots?
No.
Panic at the Disco?
No.
My Chemical Romance?
No, these are all...
Good Charlotte?
No, it's by Drake. It's a rap song.
I remember Drake from the show Degrassi when I was in high school.
I know Drake plays, there's a running back in the NFL, the last name Drake. Drake also makes delicious cakes.
Oh yeah, there are Drake
I don't know.
What is
I've also seen lots of videos on Reddit of people trying to recreate that Drake song.
Yeah, dotted in the bottom.
Started from the bottom, now we're here?
Yeah, technically I win that round right there. Yeah.
Who is the artist of the song Congratulations?
You know, I've heard that song a lot.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
By Post Malone.
Post Malone.
Post Malone. You please describe the Deli Ali Challenge / the 3 Fingers Challenge.
The what?
The Didi Ali Challenge / the 3 Fingers Challenge.
Wait, why have I've heard about this?
It's extremely recent. Extremely recent.
Oh, my twin brother was telling me about this.
Could you do it?
Does it involve eating something with 3 fingers?
No.
Like if I grabbed a cookie with 3 fingers?
No, that's definitely not. No. Do you know what it is?
I think I've heard of it. I know it's something where you flip your fingers around.
Yes.
And you try to touch your nose. Is that it?
So you have to try to go like this.
Yes. So you try to touch your nose.
Oh.
Can you do it?
I can't.
This? Oh wait. Oh, I see what you're saying. And I have to somehow make it go down like that?
Yeah, no, not a... Do you know what the In My Feelings Challenge is / the Kiki Challenge?
I have no idea.
In My Feelings Challenge?
Oh, that's the one about the car?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the car. And the people have gotten hurt.
Don't try.
I have not tried. I've not tried.
Don't try, kids.
Don't try anything involving
we need you to be
a moving
safe.
vehicle, anything with wheels. Don't do it.
Please describe the Vineyard Vines logo.
Oh, it's a whale.
It's a whale.
Right?
It's a whale.
It's a whale with the water out of the spout.
Yes.
And there's like you can see little ocean currents.
Yeah, perfect.
And the colors are all very like pastel, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like light blues and pinks and...
Yeah, I'm familiar with that. I've seen it. Yeah. I don't wear it, but I've seen it.
I don't wear it.
I don't think they make it my size, so
That's alright.
I think I'm out.
Very expensive. Describe the Ivory Ella logo.
I've seen that. My daughters, I've seen it, but I can't describe it.
That's okay. Do you know what it is?
The ivory one.
The Ivory Ella logo. It's an elephant.
Yes, that's right. Is it a white elephant? Is that what it is?
It could be different colors.
Different colors.
But it's usually like very pastel.
Yeah, all right. I've seen it.
Is it a brand of clothes?
Yes.
Yes. My daughters.
Please state the quadratic formula.
You're an English teacher.
Yeah. It's okay. You had to memorize it once upon a time.
I did, but oh my god. And I had Mrs. Generico when I did that.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
So this we can fall back to Mrs. Generico.
Don't tell Mrs. Sherman either.
I'm going to send this video directly to her.
I cannot say.
Do you know what it starts with?
I do not remember
Is
it
it A squared plus B squared equals C squared?
Actually, what is the Pythagorean theorem?
Does it start off something like this? If you have a penny, leave a penny. If you need a penny, take it.
The Pythagorean theorem?
Is that it?
No.
Oh.
That's geometry.
Yeah.
Yes. They're both math. So the quadratic formula is x equals -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. And the Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b
Is that
squared
the
equals c
Pythagorean?
squared. Yeah.
I haven't done that since college.
That's
coming back to me now.
The only math theory I truly understand is that again when you're in like Cumberland Farms and it says if you need a penny, take a penny. If you have a penny, leave a penny. Yeah.
It's the only one you need.
Really, it is.
Why do calculus when that's all you
Yeah,
need?
well, that's all you need.
It's the only math class I wanted.
Yeah, it goes back to those old word problems like if train A leaves the station.
Oh, those always freaked me.
And I always would think to myself,
I hate those.
why couldn't I just ask the conductor, hey, what time is the train going to arrive?
Yeah.
And if I was waiting in the station, I would walk to the ticket booth and ask somebody, sir, ma'am, do you have any idea what time the train from Grafton is coming into Boston? And they would surely tell me without me having to do an ounce of mathematical work.
See, that's a whole book smart.
Yeah, I just asked.
Yep.
I would take out my graphing calculator, do the math.
Do some slope-intercept form.
Yes.
Yeah.
Y equals MS plus B.
No, I don't think any of that's necessary.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me, did you see what the weather's gonna be? I go, no, I just stick my head out the window. That's it. Yeah, that's it. It's sunny.
Okay, so here is the bonus round. Worth 2 points, but these are pretty hard, I have to say. Even I wouldn't. I don't think a lot of kids from my age would know them. What is a top knot? A top knot.
Is that a bow tie?
No. I'll give you a hint. It has to do with female fashion.
I have no idea.
Is that when you have a ponytail, but you sort of like tie it into a knot close to your scalp? I'm guessing because, top knot.
Close. It's close, but I don't think I can give that to you. A top knot is a bun that's on the top. The bun that's on the top of your head. And like you wear, it's like usually a half up.
Oh. Yeah, okay, I've seen that. Sure.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was called the top knot, but
yeah.
Okay.
Not many people do. They just do it. Who is Millie Bobby Brown?
11 on Stranger Things.
Yes, that was good.
That's good, yeah.
That's good. Name a song by Dua Lipa.
I'm stuck when it comes to music. Again, I go from the 50s to the early 80s, and then it stops dramatically.
Music is very huge nowadays.
All I Want for Christmas Is You.
No.
The remix with featuring Mariah Carey.
No. What is a meme? Please name one.
A meme is all those. It's like an inside joke that uses a pop culture reference to just as like a silly statement.
You are
there's one of a house on fire and a little girl's like staring at the camera and she's smiling.
Yeah.
There's another one where there's a little girl running away holding a phone and there's something that says zombies ahead.
I don't know that one, but I know the one with the fire, the girl in the fire. Do a Fortnite dance.
Oh.
A Fortnite dance. I think you guys know these though.
I know nothing of Fortnite. I'm very unfamiliar with it. I know everybody plays it. I know my kids play it. My 2 sons play it constantly. I've never seen it. I don't even know what it is. I know it's a game. I have no idea.
None. So there's a dance though. There's very popular.
There's a Fortnite dance.
No. There's multiple.
Right, because
multiple.
You can have your avatar do a dance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God, what's one of them called? There's that one where like you're like flapping your wings almost, right? Or it's like not flapping your wings.
Are you talking about the shoot?
Show me what that looks like. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking.
Okay. I don't know if I could give that to you, but... Okay, Mr. Marando one, yeah. I think we could, yeah. Well, thank you very much.
No, thank you.
Thank you. It was a great conversation.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for talking to me.
Thank you. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
It was great talking to you.
Yeah.